Running means different things to different people. A form of exercise, transport, exploration, meditation, release. Few cities embody and inspire that diversity of running experience quite like London. We met 6 runners in different neighbourhoods around the city to see how running helps them see London and themselves in new ways.
So I'm Lydia, I'm a designer. I'm part of this group at 9:30. It's a half marathon before 9 o'clock. We run it every Tuesday. When you get up early and the streets are really dead, you feel like you're getting a different London. It feels a bit special because you're like, oh, I'm seeing something that you're not seeing. And there's no tourists here. In the morning, you get this kind of positive energy. You get a different sense of the city, people being hopeful of the day. My favourite thing about running would be trying to find new places. I can start a run going through royal areas, Chelsea, and everything's so posh and grand and it's so beautiful. And then within 5 minutes you can be in a council estate or down this little back alley and there's these tiny little breweries. There's one place where I run near Primrose Hill and I always call it Nice Door Street because they all just have absolutely beautiful knockers and they're all painted beautifully. And you can do that within a 30-minute or a 1-hour run.
If I have a philosophy of running, it's a philosophy of getting lost. A run that would otherwise have been predictable and safe becomes adventurous and surprising. People with a background in built environment, they're taught to decode the city through public amenities that exist within each borough. They tell a story about where one is. The amenities here in Marylebone are quite different from those a few boroughs over. The streetlights have hanging planters. Everything is painted piano black. Proportionally, it's wide streets, relatively low rise. It also has these moments where the canopies of the little pocket parks peek through. For runners, I think it's important to have good alfresco opportunities. Marylebone's dining experiences interface with the sidewalks in a way that is particularly conducive to a post-run drink.
I moved to London 2 years ago from New York. I joined a running group shortly after I moved here, and I felt like I was really welcomed in. It gives you, I think, a more intimate view of a city. You really get to understand the inner workings of a city and see things that you probably wouldn't see if you're just taking public transit from one place to the other. Architecturally, it's really interesting. There's such a mix of old and new, and I think the city's just done such a great job of preserving what was here. When I run, I feel relaxed, at peace. I feel like it is my form of meditation. It really offers a lot to me personally.
When you moved to somewhere like London, running was a way of exploring. When I moved, you had an actual A to Z book, and you'd sort of look at it and sort of go, oh right, so that's Camden, that's Hackney, that's Islington, and you just go, well, they're probably not all linked, are they, in any way? And then you just you realise that they are all linked, and they just seamlessly sort of blend into each other. So I run some architectural running tours around London, just was aware of modernist architecture. In my spare time, to seek buildings out and go and just look at them and explore them and read about them. Over the years, just realised I had just built up this sort of in-depth knowledge of post-war London architecture. You just get these buildings that were meant to have just such prowess and amazing utopian ideas that are then just completely forgotten about and then sort of almost ruined. Unfortunately, the only one that sort of gets realised and talked about is Barbican, but no one sort of remembers the ones that had similar ideas. I just like the stories behind these grand ideas, and no one really knows about them unless you sort of taught someone that's lived there for 60 years. Loads of modernist buildings get knocked down, but now people are sort of seeing the value in them, and lots of these estates are now actually being listed and regenerated, which is good.
So my name is Amrit Purgatora. I'm a runner, a running coach, born and bred in London, lived in London my whole life. Running is always that one part of the day where it's just me. It makes me feel that I can achieve and try and conquer anything. I'm British Asian, I'm a Sikh. In my family, it's just not the thing that happens. Like, we don't become runners. It's nice to be in that mold more than anything, and I think it's nice to have running as that one thing that I love to do. I like to try and absorb as much of where I am and be present. Being a part of London, going through the city, seeing different type of people, definitely from someone from a diverse background, seeing other people like myself run is so unique because it gives me that feeling that we're together. More than anything, running enables me to just express myself, and I love the way it makes me feel.
My name is Marcus Brown. I am a runner based in London, and I also work in construction. Running has been really pivotal in helping me understand myself. Imagine you've got a home, but you don't believe it's your home. You need to go through a process of understanding it. So when I say that, my grandparents were the Windrush generation, and my mum was first generation Black British, but was never made to feel that this was a home. But when I saw the marathon, when I could actually run the marathon myself, you're running with other people, you all feel connected. It was the first time that I was running, looking at the city and at the people. Everyone's doing the same distance, everyone feels connected, everyone feels the same highs, the same lows. So it was the first time where I moved through London, I actually felt, this is my home, and I belong here alongside all the other runners.